Are we not all energy experiencing form via this 3D vessel? Well, that's just a thought, right? That's just still a bunch of words. Take away the word energy right now, what's here? Because when the mind lands on this, and I understand your statement, so thank you for sharing, Simon, but the mind wants to grasp onto something and say, oh, that's what I am. I'm energy experiencing form in a 3D vessel, in this reality. But all of that is just made up. Even the word reality is made up. Energy is a word that's made up, right? It's all made up. We think that we're seeing colors, we think that we're touching textures. It's empty vibration. It's just our minds, our senses are playing a trick on us. There's only just been this space, I could say, even if that's still just a made up word. Just awareness, even awareness. What are you without that concept, right? The mind wants to land on something. Awareness, consciousness, emptiness, the self, energy, right? And then it's like, I've got it. That's what it is. I'm energy, right? Well, then how is that? Well, if that's the case, then why isn't everyone who thinks that way is liberated? Right? The mind wants to cling to an idea, to a concept, because it feels safe, and it, in a sense, kind of anesthetizes the fears, the existential concerns that have been implanted in the mind from this kind of, heavy, dense societal construct that we find ourselves in the universe, in the cosmos. Right? But those are just coping mechanisms. I'm an eternal soul. I'm an awareness. That's what I am. I'm awareness. Well, what if, that's just a made up concept though? Do you need the concept awareness to be here? Do you need the word awareness to discover this thing in the mind that the mind can say, oh, I'm awareness? Does that need to happen in order for you to be here, happening, this? Yeah. And it's okay that we have words for that, but I'm just saying don't get caught up in that. Because that's where the spiritual journey continues. And then you're just seeking. Because the mind is grasped onto a concept like awareness or energy or the self or whatever. And then it wants to go deeper into that. Ooh, maybe I'm going to go and study Nisargadatta Maharaj, or I'm going to go to India and sit at Arunachala with Ramana Maharshi. Ooh, maybe I'm going to start learning Marathi or Tamil so I can really know what they meant, right? Or, oh, I'm going to read all of their books, right? You don't need anything. Exactly, Jack. There's nothing that you need. It's just a recognition of what's already here beyond the thoughts, right? And it doesn't need to feel a certain way either. It doesn't need to look a certain way. It doesn't have to have a certain concept associated with it. So even like, I think Simon was sharing earlier that the thoughts were still rushing in. That's what's happening. Recognition or no recognition. Thoughts or no thoughts. You're still here. You're still the space that is offered for all of it. Hi, Vishal. So what's between awareness and no awareness? What's between thought and no thought? What I'm pointing you to is a space that the mind cannot go to. What I'm pointing you to is a space that doesn't need a concept, a direct recognition of what's here without concepts. Drop the concepts, what's left? Do you drop? Does this drop? Does reality cease to exist? What's here that's not temporary? That's where I'm trying to get to. Dragon Mage. What if you're already there? So let's examine this this statement you said, and I'm glad you shared it, Dragon Mage? Dragon Mage? Hope I'm pronouncing that right. That's where I'm trying to get to. The thought comes up. That's where I'm trying to get to. There's a me trying to get somewhere, right? There's a character here. I'm not happy where I am. And I want to go to this place that Trina's talking about. Okay? So there's an I. So where is that I? Just in the direct experience, where is the one that says I? Where is the me? What is me just in this moment if you take away the past and the future? Seems very convincing, right? I want to go there. That sounds awesome. So where is the I though? Because a thought comes up that says I, but where is the character that that thought is for? Where is the character that's choosing that thought? Or who? Or what? Yeah. Ego, yeah. And what is ego but a thought? But a thought construct. So the mind takes in what I'm saying and it sounds, oh, that sounds really cool. I want to go there. Imagining that it's a place that you need to go to. But what I'm talking about is the place that you're already in. The place that you can't actually get out of, even if you tried. Right? It's like the color blue could never be the color red because the color blue is that color is its inherent nature. Right? Your inherent nature is already what you are, is already this. It's just that we have a thought that comes up that says, I need to go there, or I want this thing. We mistake that I thought to be what we are. But when you look for the source of that I thought, what you will find is nothing. So it's just an empty thought that appears within your subjective experience that is believed in because it says I, but it does not report to anything. It has no actual substantial source that it appears from. It's just an empty conditioned thought. So the I is the delusion, and the needing to go somewhere is also a delusion. And we all have this, right? This is what we're waking up out of, that there's somewhere to go and that there's an I that needs to go somewhere. So take away the word I right now. Take away the word me. What's left? What are you right now without your story? What are you right now without the need to get somewhere? Existence, experience. Okay. And now even take away all of the words. What are you without words? And don't give me a word. Just go with the question. Inside. What are you without words right now? If you just unlabel everything and you just look around and be with what's here. You're not going to find it in a concept. You're not going to find it on grasping to an idea. Simplify. What are you without language? With no language, it all goes blank for a brief second. Then I don't know. Yes. Perfect. Yeah. I don't know either. I don't know. But there's nothing to know. Because the knowing is actually the delusion. The knowing is where the fallacies are. Because it's only can be known, imagined to be known through made up words, through concepts that were invented, right? After this eternal, whatever this is, clearness, I don't know-ness. Let's call it the I don't know-ness for the next 5 minutes. That's peace, yeah, that's peace. Is there anything missing in this moment, Ben? What could be missing? What could there be to seek for if the peace is right here? If the peace is right here, what's there left to find? And what are you even searching through? You're searching through a thought. You're searching through a concept of a future, of a story that's going to happen in a moment other than now. You're searching for the truth of what you are in another moment. I'll be more of what I am in another moment. Language is certainly missing. Yeah, good. And so where's the next? What if there is no next? Isn't intention and belief important? No. Not for what I'm talking about. I mean, if you're starting a business or you're getting into a relationship, yeah, it's good to have intentions. But I'm not talking about the story. There is no next. Nice. Yeah, there is no next. It's just a belief. What's here that doesn't need a belief to exist? That doesn't need a belief in order to be here? What are you without your beliefs right now? What are you without your story right now? What if there's nothing more to find than right now? How could there be anything else to find other than right now? How could find even make sense when it's already right now? What is there to find if it's already right now? It's like life has handed you a gift. You've opened the box. You've seen the gift, and then you say, I gotta open it more. I've got to find another gift. It's like, no, it's here. It's right here. There's nothing more to find. You're holding it. It is you. It's here now. There's nothing else. Yeah, I know, but the gift is somewhere else. It's like, no, you've got the gift right here. There's just thoughts that are saying I, that make it appear that there is something more. The thoughts say, I need to find something. But who? Once you see this illusion, see through this illusion, it's only a matter of time until things begin to unravel. And just this emptiness and fullness and positionlessness, isness of this miracle that you've been in your entire life is seen. And this is not something that you can make happen, because there is no you to make it happen. But if you're resonating with my words and you're really just looking softly, without force, without gripping, it's just the raw moment without all the noise. Yeah. Just this endless, I can't say it, isness, life, it's right here. This is all that there is to say. There's nothing to believe. There's nothing to learn. Learning can happen in the story, right? If you want to be a nurse or a teacher, you can still go to school and learn these skills. But what I'm talking about here is not something that you learn. It's what you already are. It's your birthright. It's closer to you than the very clothes on your body. This is why some crave solitude and silence. There is peace to feel without all the distractions. Oh, beautiful. I'm so glad you're feeling the peace, Ben. Yeah. Yes, spirituality is often connected to solitude and isolation and loss as well. Ending, surrender, dissolution. Right? And it's frustrating because we've been so conditioned to believe in this idea of a personal will, and if I want something, I have to go and get it, and I got to take action, and anything worth doing is worth, fighting for. And yeah, if you're starting a business or whatever, sure. But this is just your birthright. This is just the direct clarity that's always been here. So waking up to this freedom doesn't have to be some, crazy, energetic, explosive moment. Sometimes it can just feel like oh, right. Like, duh. But no duh. That's not a judgment, because how else could you know, right? We all just desire to know the unknowable, accepting this moment and this experience as peace. Yeah, we think there's like some secret teaching, some secret esoteric mystery school teaching that we need to uncover, right? We need to get initiated into. We need to go and open our energy centers slowly in certain ways. And there's these, early stage awakening and late stage awakening, and the fetters, and, the dropping away of the I am, the dropping away of the attachment to, constant, the constancy, ongoing life, all of these levels that we have to go through, all just to recognize what I've always been, right? Doesn't mean you're never going to have problems again. Doesn't mean that you're going to become some perfect special being, right? It's too simple, almost too close for inspection. You're right, it is too simple. It is too simple. So anyone on this call right now, if your mind is like, I don't get it, this is confusing, it's because you're trying to get it with the mind. The thoughts are trying to rationalize it, but it's dropped. What are you without thoughts right now? What's here that's not a thought? What's here that's not a word? What's here that's always here? This is it. This is it. Nothing more, nothing less. More and less are just made up as well. Thoughts want to get somewhere. They got a mission to fulfill. I don't know. For those of you in your 30s or 40s or 50s, how's that working out for you though? Have you ever got there? Have you ever finally got to the place where your thoughts want to take you? Have you made it yet? And if you have, how long did it last for? I remember when I first heard about non-duality and all of this, I was like, what do you mean there's nothing to get? What do you mean there's nothing to learn? What do you mean it's already here? I don't feel that. I don't feel that at all. And I was thinking that there was some special thing that was going to happen, when something was going to click. And all of a sudden my world would just be glittery, shiny objects and I'd be a millionaire or something. I didn't know what I was expecting. But that was just resistance to what is. It was just resistance. But who was resisting? Because all that was there was a thought that was saying, I don't like this. I need to change this. I want something more. Right? And so we just go along with that. Oh, okay, I want something more. I had a thought that says I want something more. I guess I want something more. Okay, let's go and look for something more. And then a couple decades go by and you're like, well, that was interesting, but I still haven't found it. Maybe it's here. Maybe it's here. Right? And how many rabbit holes do you have to go down in order to realize that the search was only taking place in your mind? Because you are this eternal space of freedom in every single moment. Whether you're feeling depressed, whether there's anxious thoughts, whether a tragedy happened in your life, you know, it's hard for the mind to accept reality, particularly when it has all these beliefs about what right and wrong is, and it learns about God, and it learns about how to be a good person. And then it filters its experience through that. And honestly, like, clearing up, sobering up from thoughts, awakening, whatever you want to call it, is really, I mean, what I've seen to be the best is just through one-on-one facilitation. Books, group stuff, satsangs, maybe that can sort some people out, but just being in the directness, allowing your ego to be met, allowing the beliefs to come up and be seen through, because a lot of it is just thought BS appearing as real. Those are my thoughts. Those are my beliefs. This is what I think. This is my truth. I feel it in my soul, right? I feel it in my soul. It's a truth in my soul, in my heart. I know this to be true. It's like, yeah, but those are still even just made up words. I'm not saying there isn't some kind of intuition, but that's not a word. Your soul, your feeling, those are just concepts. It's just words being defined by more words. But what's here that's not a word? Your story is definitely a word, right? Your story is full of words. So what are you without your story right now? Hi, mountain elf. How was your sound bath? Thoughts are tools for everyday life. They shouldn't be used to identify you. Yeah. They can't. I mean, you can try. But it's a temporary, right? The temporary man-made creation. It's a tool, but it's an empty tool that serves its purpose in the moment, and then it's cast aside, just like every word. It appears for a couple seconds, a millisecond, whatever, however long your statement is, and then it just collapses back into infinity, right? It's not like an object even that you can hold. It's just a sound. Now where's the sound? When I say the word sound, it's already over. Temporary, very, very temporary. What's here that's not temporary? So we're searching for the eternal in the temporary. And this is the madness of spiritual seeking. Concepts, esoteric knowledge, beliefs. All just to locate an idea. We call it I. Capital S, self. That's what I am. I am the self, but with a capital S. That is my true nature. Ah, the self. I am this sound self, and it's a big S. Right? But where is that happening outside of your thoughts? Take away this concept of self right now. Take away this concept of me. What's here without me?